From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater. Radio 111 presents Bonnie G. and Brian Mendoza with The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie and Brian.
And welcome to The Desert Scene. I'm your host, Bonnie G., here with my fabulous producer, Brian Mendoza, and we're happy to welcome Thom McMorris to the show. He's a buddy of mine. I've performed with him in a couple shows at Frankie's Back Room, and he's going to be one of our guest singers for the October Razzle Dazzle. Hi, Thom. How are you?
Hi, Bonnie. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I'm really excited that he's going to join us for Razzle Dazzle. This is the Broadway review that we do at the Palm Springs Cultural Center once a month. We did 3 of them back in the spring. We just came back in September, and we're doing another one October 27th. So let's go back to, I met you, I guess, first probably at the open mic at Frankie's, I'm guessing. Was that the first time I think we met, yes?
Yes, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, we started talking then, and then did a show together at Frankie's. I think it was a Christmas show the first time.
Yeah. And then I think we did two. Did you do the Valentine's rock and roll thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that was it. Okay, yeah.
That was fun.
Yes, great fun. So let's go back to your early life. So your mom was a dance teacher. So did you take classes with her, and did you get the dance bug kind of early?
Oh, yeah. My mom was born in 1921, and so she grew up with all of that MGM big tap spectaculars, and that was her specialty. She taught tap, and so I started taking tap dance when I was really little.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the first things I remember with my mom is being on stage with her and the lights and dancing with her as a little kid.
Uh-huh. And so did you know then, did you have enough of the bug then that you thought, well, performing in one way or another is going to be my life or a big part of my life?
No, you know what? I did not. I was a little tiny, small farm town, and I kind of thought I was going to become a florist or a salesman or, something regular.
Uh-huh.
I did not think about it until I got into high school and started doing theater, and that's when I really got the bug.
And now, was your family supportive of you moving more and more into performing and maybe thinking of it as a career?
Yes, they were. I mean, I was all signed up to go to, I'm from Illinois, and so it was Southern Illinois to study landscape architecture. And when I told my mom, of course, she was happy that I was going to become a dancer at that time. That was what I was planning. But my dad was just as great and said, all the money they'd save for me for college would go toward my performance classes. So they were very supportive.
Excellent. And so tell us about, so you did a lot of work in the Chicago area, musical stuff?
Yeah, I did. But I did, I would audition in Chicago and end up on a bus and truck outside of Chicago, or, doing little theater in the rounds around the Midwest area. So I was in a dance company in Chicago. I did mostly dance in Chicago itself.
And as far as the musical stuff, and when you did do bigger roles, what were some of your favorite roles or shows that you did in that time?
Oh, well, my first show was Hello, Dolly, and I was just in the chorus for that, but it was a great show to learn a lot about theater in. But my absolute favorite role that I ever did was Matt in The Fantastics. That was just a magical experience. Such a beautiful show. The music is just gorgeous,
yes.
and I will always remember that show.
And so you stopped it all in 1990, went back to school, became an elementary school teacher. What made you decide to do that?
Well, I lost both my parents, and I became the guardian for my brother, who's developmentally disabled, and I kind of got this little reality dose, like I need to do something a little more solid. I was really enjoying what I was doing, but it wasn't a real money maker.
Right.
So I had been teaching dance in the Chicago area, and I really enjoyed teaching. And so that both my parents, were teachers as well. So that seemed kind of like the normal thing to get into for me. And I had about a 25-year career and really loved it, but didn't do much theater at all during that time.
And then you moved to Palm Springs in 2005, started working with Lori Donato, who I only met once. I know she was a very talented woman. And so that kind of got you back into the swing again?
Yes, it did. She was just absolutely great for me. She came into my life at exactly the right time. When I moved to Palm Springs, I was at a real low point, honestly. And she really helped me turn my life around and helped me find my musical voice. I had sung, of course, but I wasn't as confident as a singer as she helped me become, So I miss her. We lost her about 4 years ago. And I think it's 4 years now. So, yeah, she really helped me.
Now, if you had to describe your style to folks as a singer, as a performer, what would you say it was, or what kind of music are you drawn to?
Well, I do love musical theater. I tend, though, when I sing musical theater, to kind of swing it. I'm more of I look at myself as more of jazz influenced when it comes to the music that I'm attracted to. I like, of course, all of the standards. So like the first half of the last century is the music I'm focused on. I love all kinds of music and listening to it, but performing-wise, it's those standards and jazz that I really like. And
I know I got to see one of your shows. Was it Teach Me Tonight? Is that the name of the show? It was all about the thing, and it was fabulous. I really enjoyed that. So much fun. I've got to tell you. Oh, that was so. I've got to tell you, when I looked out in the audience and I saw that you were in the audience, it gave me such a boost that night. Oh, good. It really did. I was so happy you were there. Thanks. It was really fun. So I love to ask, because I'm a singer and performer, and I have lots of friends who are. Do you get nervous, and do you have any? Some people have sort of little rituals they go through. They sit and meditate, or they pray, or they wear lucky socks or something. Right. Do you have anything like that you do? You just cut out. You cut out just a little bit. I'm sorry, but yeah, I do. I get nervous every single time. Every time I say that I'm going to sing, right before, I'm like, why did I agree to do this? Because it puts me in such a strange place that when I'm doing it and afterwards I'm in love with it. I don't know. I'm a Gemini. So, and as for finding something to help with that, no, I have not found anything. People say picture the audience in their underwear. Yeah, I've heard that. Like that. A good glass of wine a couple of hours before will relax me and get me ready. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that too. So who do you like to listen to as far as male singers? Who are some of your sort of influences, would you say? Oh boy, well, my absolute favorite is Sammy Davis Jr. His phrasing, the music, everybody thinks when they hear his name, Candyman, and that's just not. He was such a deep singer, such wonderful phrasing, his choices. But I also like Mel Torme, of course, and Bobby Darin and Sinatra and all that genre of singer. Yeah. Sammy Davis. I was so blessed. Back when I was a kid, my parents took me to, I'm from Washington D.C., to the Kennedy Center, and I got to see him live. We were way up in the balcony, but I got to see him live, and he did Mr. Bojangles, and he was phenomenal. But he had a phenomenal voice. People forget that. I Gotta Be Me, and some of the songs that there's a recording of As Long As She Needs Me. He had some pipes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got to see him as well when I was in high school. My little town took a bus trip up to Chicago, and it was me and a friend from high school and about 40 little old ladies, and we went up to see Stop the World, I Want to Get Off, and it was just such a life-changing experience. I was walking on air after that performance. He just commanded every moment he was on stage. Absolutely. And he always seemed like he always seemed very relaxed and like he was having a good time. I don't know if he ever got nervous, but he certainly never looked that way. I want to go back for a second to teaching, because I'm a teacher as well. I teach voiceover students. I've taught acting, singing. And I have always found that performers make really great teachers, because if someone's going to learn something, some material, no matter what it is, whether it's math or Spanish or singing, you have to keep their attention. You have to grab their attention and their interest. And one of the ways you do that is by making it entertaining and interesting. And I've always found that teachers make great performers and vice versa. Did you find that?
I did. I used to say that teaching was about the closest thing to performing as you can get. Mm-hmm. And the last 10 years of my career, I taught here in the Palm Springs Unified District, and I taught second grade. Mm-hmm. And so the attention span, as you can imagine, is pretty short. Yeah. And so, I was different characters. I took on different voices. I put on little shows. We really had to stretch, but it's very much like performing. And I definitely think that there's a crossover between the two.
Absolutely. So the other question I like to ask singers is, when you go to an open mic or a jam or whatever, and someone's going to come and say, Tom, come sing a song. What is your go-to or one or two go-to songs that you would do in that situation?
If I wasn't planning on it, Slow Boat to China is like, I know that like the front and back of my hand.
Okay.
The Way You Look Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
By Sinatra, something like that. On a Clear Day You Can See Forever is my go-to theater song.
Yeah. So other than Razzle Dazzle, we're so excited to have you as part of Razzle Dazzle on October 27th at the Palm Springs Cultural Center. What else do you have coming up? Do you have some other things on the back burner where people can see you?
I don't have anything else coming up right now. I've been working on another one-man show in my head. Good. And I'll start getting that on paper. That COVID thing really threw everybody for a loop, and I'm still getting my running feet back.
Yes.
I haven't been doing as much performing as I'd like, and I'm so looking forward to Razzle Dazzle. It's such a great space up there, and I just can't wait to work with you again and meet Jeff and Heather, and it's going to be wonderful.
Absolutely, absolutely. One last question before I let you go. This is something that I find fascinating with singers. Some people have very strong feelings about it. What's your feeling about singers that occasionally, or maybe sometimes too much, close their eyes on stage when they're singing? Do you have feelings about that either way?
I think it's appropriate at times to close your eyes. Mm-hmm. I think it's troublesome for me when it's for the whole song.
Right.
Because I feel, and there are some singers I've seen who do it for the entirety of the song. And I really feel like you've got to make some kind of eye contact with your audience. Even when you can't see them, you're looking for them.
Right.
I would say use it sparingly.
That's great. I love that. Use it sparingly. I'm going to steal that. I think you're absolutely right. I think sometimes the feeling of the song lends itself to that. But yes, you've got to stay connected to your audience. Absolutely. Well, Thom McMorris, thank you I'm so looking forward to working with you in Razzle Dazzle. And thank you so much for being here today. It's been lovely chatting with you.
I can't wait. Thank you. Can't wait.
All right, Thom McMorris, thank you. And we will see the rest of you the next time on The Desert Scene.